There's a powerful pasuk in this week's Parsha that holds a deep truth of how we relate to challenges. Hashem tells Moshe that the Jewish nation will worship idols, and many ra'os, evils, and saros, troubles, will befall them. But later the people will say, is it not because God is not in our midst that these ra'os have found us? If you read closely, there's a detail that Rav Shach points out. The first time, the Torah mentions both ra'os and saros, but the second time, when the people recognize that Hashem is behind everything, saros, the word for troubles, disappears. Why? What happened to all the saros, the anguish, the heartbreak, the pain? Rav Shach explains the ra'os, the external difficulties, might still be there. The illness might not yet have gone away. The financial stress might still be real. The loneliness might still ache. But the saros, the internal suffering, the emotional torment, fade when we realize that it's all from Hashem and that it all has a purpose. Because once you know there's meaning, you can stop feeling like a victim. Once you believe that this challenge is not random, that it's coming from a loving Father who wants what's best for you, even if you don't understand how, the pain changes shape. We are human. The pain doesn't disappear, but it doesn't crush you anymore. It becomes something you can hold, something you can carry. It's the difference between a random blow and a surgeon's incision. Both cut, both hurt, but only one hurts without meaning. The other still cuts, but you can bear the pain because you know it's healing you. That's the Torah's message. It's not just telling us that everything comes from Hashem. It's teaching us that how we experience our suffering changes when we see it that way. The external events, the ra'os, might remain, but the despair, the bitterness, the sense of why me, those saros can disappear. And maybe that's Vayeilech Shabbos Shuvah, the Shabbos of return, to return not only to Hashem with our actions, but with our perspective, to return to a place where we trust that even the hardest parts of our lives are part of a bigger story written with love. Because we need to know that God is no longer in my midst is not an acknowledgement of Hashem intentionally removing himself, but rather an awareness of at the time the Jews' own failure to accept that Hashem was always close at their side. And we have to know that we have a special relationship with Hashem, who always hears us, who is always with us. As the Haftarah we read this week says, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and I am the Lord your God, there is no other, and my people shall never be ashamed. Good Shabbos.